All right. I've got Fred from Fix It with Fred, Fred Gestwicki, joining me to talk about the importance of video and how that relates to staffing and hiring and really kind of creating a brand for yourself. So how you doing, Fred?
I'm doing all right, man. You know, getting through the holidays, and we're starting to get some snow, starting to get winter.
Ooh, too soon.
No, it's too late. The only thing there is too soon. There's no such thing, sir.
All right, so let's talk video. Video and its importance to recruiting. You've done a phenomenal job at it in being able to share your brand, share who you are via video to people that might want to come work for you. So I want to start off by asking you, how important is video in your recruiting process?
It's the backbone. It's the literal backbone. It's the most important thing. You know, if I'm doing an active recruiting campaign where I'm like going to places, talking to people face to face, you know, when everyone that wants a job has one, so job ads are just wasted space, I'll have my link to my video saved in my phone's clipboard so that when I talk to somebody and I'm like, hey, you know, I just want to email you this video I made so you can see everything, answer some questions for you, and I'll just text them a link because the video is all you need. If you can get them to a video, get them to an interactive platform, get them thinking, get them to see. It's just like when you interview someone face to face, Jay, the first thing you do is you take them to the shop and tour them around. You got to show them the facility. Yeah. I'm doing that before I even interview them because I don't want to waste their time.
Right. And so when you're doing video, what are the subjects or the things that you're actually videoing?
Video is just like when you're recruiting, it's exactly like a customer. You're selling your business to a potential applicant or someone that may become part of your team. So you've got to go over features and benefits just like you do when you sell service. You got to manage expectations, answer the questions in their head, and then help them figure out the questions they're going to think of later and then answer them. You have to like develop the need and answer it because they'll forget to ask about vacation time or investments or health insurance. They'll forget something. So those videos, man, you know, I've done them where I start at the customer entrance. I've done it where I start at the shop. I've done them from all different perspectives. And I found, you know, people are looking for all different things. So when I walk somebody on a video through the waiting room, just a real slow pan through the waiting room, maybe stop when you get to area of focus, like if you want them to see your refreshment area or if you got like a coffee bar. I've got a wall of fame in my shop. When I want to show that wall of fame, I'll just pause on it for like 5 seconds and they can pause the video if they want. And you do it like a story. Tell them a sentence. Take a minute. Take a breath. Let me show you something else. Tell them a sentence. Tell them a couple sentences, maybe a paragraph. Let me show you something else. Let me show you the bathroom. Let me show you the waiting room. Let me show you where we have a meeting every week. And it's that's what I do is I take a personal interaction. Like I was touring you, Jay. I pretend we're on a Zoom meeting, and you're like, dude, show me your shop. All right, cool. And I get up, and I'm like, all right, check this out. Here's this. Here's that. You do it exactly like that. Shop owners think they're making a commercial. You're not making a commercial. You're touring somebody around your building so that before they click the apply now button, they've made the decision. Like a customer, they go to your website, they look at their reviews, they look at what you do. Do you offer the service they want? And they've made their decision when they call you. I'm trying to walk the prospective applicant through that same process so that they can make their decision before they apply, because I don't want to interview 60 people to hire one.
Right.
Does that kind of answer?
Yeah. And I think video helps you talk to that specific candidate, right? The one that really would fit with who you are. And we've talked about this with you before, Fred, where your culture is so distinct and you've been so intentional about your culture and the kind of people you want to put into that shop. Does that help you kind of tell your story to get the right person?
So we have a list of character traits and qualities that everyone here has to match when they join. We've built a fictitious employee. We don't have their name or what they look like or their gender. All we know is that they're honest. We know that they're dedicated. We know they're easy to communicate with, coachable, etc. So before I do a video, I look through that list because I want to say things that attract people that have those qualities. You know, if you throw something in like here, this is where We have our dispatch. Ryan runs our dispatch. He's the one in charge of that. He takes control. He holds accountability for dispatch. Throw little words in, or when you show them like a core value on the wall. Our first core value is honesty, and we just mentioned that. Honesty. This isn't in my current video because we just added it. And we say, honesty, because everyone here does the right thing, whether anyone's looking or not. And throw in those little things. You don't want somebody that's shystery applying. So tell them, I'm not going to hire you if you lie, but don't say that. Just find a way to say those in a different way. So I try and I know who I'm looking for. I know how they act. I know how they work. I just don't know their name. So I'm talking to this fake person one-on-one, walking them around, show them what they need to know so they can just click the apply button, send their resume in, and we can have that first conversation.
That is perfect. I mean, I think that's the way it should be done, right? And I think maybe one of the biggest reservations in talking to shops about doing video is they're not comfortable doing it, right? And I think the beautiful part about you, Fred, I think you're more comfortable or more progressive than most, right? And I think being able to almost force yourself out of your comfort zone to do something like this, right? Because we've talked about it. Your first video wasn't perfect, right? The one that you started with. So how did you get comfortable being in front of a camera?
I'm still not at all,
right.
Not in the least bit. So that you brought up that being uncomfortable 5.5 years ago, when I signed up with ATI, it worked for me. I know not everyone's going to be an ATI client. That's fine. I realized right away, man, I got to change basically 90% of what I'm doing. And I started doing it and I got uncomfortable and I'm like, and everybody hates it. And then I'm like, I do something else and my coaches ride me and I'm like, and then I started to see results. And then I stayed uncomfortable and I saw results and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay uncomfortable. I don't like it. I never desensitized to the uncomfortable feeling, but I have learned that uncomfortable feeling leads to growth, leads to those goals getting achieved. So right now, my current staffing situation, my lead tech quit on Sunday. It happens. I'll find another one. I happened to find one on Monday because my current B tech said, if you train me, I'll step up. All right. And then I have a brand new advisor starting next Monday. So I'm going to be training a brand new advisor and training a lead tech. That's not comfortable. It's not. So video, it may seem like I'm comfortable on video, but I'm not comfortable on video. I just know that as I fight through that uncomfortable feeling and get that video down, get 5 minutes recorded, 6 minutes recorded, do your best at it, that's the key to getting that next person. So I'm willing to go through that uncomfortable moment in order to get what I want. And there's not any kind of growth you can find that's easy.
Right. So in your experience, what works better? If you if you pay somebody to come in and do video and do these big productions, or if you do more of that raw, this is you type of video?
Do you know how I make those videos?
Phone.
That's just one of Becca, my people. She just follows me around with my phone. Now it helps I have a loud voice because I project really hard. So if someone has a softer voice, they may want a little Bluetooth lapel mic. They're probably $20 on Amazon. It's not like you got to get a camera crew. I don't even edit them, Jay. I just take my video out of my phone and have Becca follow me around. I do it 1 or 2 times practice. And I ask her, what'd you think? And then I don't go, hey, everybody, I'm going to be in the shop recording a video. Don't make any noise. I do tell them, hey, I am going to be recording a video, so please don't decide to air hammer the bushings out of those control arms. You know what I mean? Or limit the number of really, really hardcore lyric songs you have playing, or, but just respect things. But I want them to do their thing. In my one video, I actually call out Dane that just resigned on Sunday. He was putting a Subaru engine together. He didn't know I was going to do that. I didn't do it on any of the practices. I just did it on the fly. So that's kind of the way to get going is if you have a production crew come in, yes, you have a sweet video. Cool. Does the applicant care if it's a sweet video? Does that you know what? I was going to apply, but they made that video on their phone. I'm applying here. No one cares. No one cares. Look for the results. Start at the result and work your way backwards to where you are and figure out what steps get you there. It's goal setting. It's basic goal setting.
And one thing I'll give you a shout out to is your WrenchWay page. So those of you that are listening to this, you've done a really good job at chronicling and really documenting on your WrenchWay page We've got some good videos out there. And I want you to maybe just talk to me a minute about how you're using your WrenchWay page and maybe how video has helped that.
Okay, my current hiring video is on WrenchWay. But then I have those testimonials. Now, I want you to know the tech that just stepped up to be my lead tech, when I offered him the job, he texted me and said, I've been at this place for 8 years. I'm so afraid of the change. I'm just scared. I don't think I'm going to take it. So I took the same videos that are on WrenchWay and I put them on YouTube just so they're in multiple platforms. More is better. And I put them in a little playlist. So I took my WrenchWay videos, made a playlist, and I emailed him and was like, you got to do what's right and this and that. I said, but before you make your final decision, watch these. That's all I did. I sent him the interview videos from WrenchWay. And he texted me an hour later. When's my first day? That's what he goes, When do you want me? He said, when do you want me to put my notice in? Because I want to know when my first day is. 1 hour. And I was struggling with this, and I had a one-on-one with one of my technicians when I got the I'm not taking the job text. It was actually my youngest tech. He's 21. And I asked him, what do you think I should do, man? And he's like, them videos we made, send him those. I was like, that's genius. I asked somebody around me. So those videos went testimonial videos, reviews from your employees on, I think, Glassdoor, if you're a big enough company, Indeed. Get reviews from your employees. Get ex-employees. Just because they left doesn't mean they hate you. Right. I got a review from an ex-employee. I messaged him. I was like, hey, man, can you give me a review on Indeed? It's not my fault you got a DUI. That's actually what it said. It's like, it's not my fault you got a DUI. And he gave me a 5-star review, Yes. So that's just kind of like those videos. You're trying to answer the questions. And what Daryl told me is those videos helped him know who he was going to work with and what it was like working there. And it curbed his fear. He was scared of the change. And after hearing my 4 guys talk about what it was like, what training's like, what the first day's like, and answering his questions, okay, I'm not scared anymore. I'll do it.
And that's our biggest piece of advice when doing video is truly act like that technician is sitting across from you and really try to cater to the questions that you normally get in an interview or that a technician really wants to know, but you typically can't answer, right? If you can answer those in a video, the video is going to be much better. It helps you come up with the content that you're going to record, right? I think a lot of people get paralyzed by like, well, what in the world am I going to record? Shops are the luckiest places in the world. You have cool places that have a bunch of tools and big spaces. I think there's so much content there.
Toys. We have so many toys. Cool toys. Seriously, like if you don't know what video to make a series of hiring videos. Make one that's just about diagnostic equipment. Make one that's just about how you do test drives. Make one that's just about what an inspection's like. I mean, just make it transparent. And don't think, how am I going to sell this inspection to a tech? Well, if they hate it and an inspection's a deal breaker and you're an inspection-based shop, you don't want to hire them. It's a thing. Just throw it out there. True. And I mean, I showed the parking lot, I think, in my video. Didn't I show some of the parking? Yeah. They want to know where they park. I know that's stupid, but they didn't. Most of the time when I get to an interview stage, we do an interview and then I ask, do you have any questions? They'll say most of my questions were answered from your video or from they don't say WrenchWay page, they say your website, because I have my website tied to WrenchWay, but they got all their answers. They asked whatever they want. That's what you want, man.
Well, Fred, you're doing it as well as anybody, not only from the WrenchWay side, but from a shop culture and truly being a good place to work side. I thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for really being a trendsetter with the video and really kind of setting the baseline of what everybody should be doing. So I appreciate you taking some time to join me and kind of explain your thoughts on video and maybe some of your best practices there. So thank you so much.
Hope it helps somebody, man. We all need more techs. Just, you got to go out and try, man.